And it was perfect there for the side of Rift. And however, for the side of RSG, this is the time, because they're in the first pick, they have the advantage when it comes to a draft. Go for meta heroes here.
Meta heroes like?
Zask, like Hylos, they can't pick those. If they're going to go for the pick-off once again, it's for me, it's if you pick those heroes in the early situation, for example, if they pick Assassin here as the first pick, it's going to be a signal here for Rift to counter that Assassin, because Assassin heroes right now loves to have those kills, especially during the early stages of the game, snowball from there. So tanky heroes will be your response. So I think Hylos will be the counter here for the side of Rift.
So how are you saying, if Youngin or if RSG actually picks an Assassin, you're going to see immediate pick of Hylos?
Sure, of course. It's pretty much open here. Yeah.
So does it mean we're going to see a Hylos ban?
True. Can.
There you go.
Okay, so most likely we're going to see RSG indeed going to go for the same route. It's possible there because Hylos has been a threat as well.
Yeah, Hylos, we've seen Hylos in, I think, 100% of the game so far, with only one game having a loss, which I think was the previous one, right? But other than that, you know, Hylos has been such a substantial pick, I think, coming into Season 8 of MPL SG. And, you know, 100% pick ban rate, it's bonkers.
Yeah. Phobias as well has been now considered as one of the most banned heroes here. But again, in the day 2, meta heroes has been showing up. No bans for Zushin, no ban for the Hylos. This is one of the games here in the day 2 that the Hylos has been banned right now. So we will not see this one for the side of RSG. And then Zaz, there you go. These are now being banned here for the side of Rift this time around.
Yeah, but the question is, can Closer play Phobias? The answer is yes, he can. There you go.
Yep.
So it seems like they're handshaking each other champion, and you know, from the side of Rift, I do not want to see them picking 2 high mobility champions immediately after the Phobias. We do not need the PTSD from the previous round. But I think Rift is going to probably get the assassin pick early on, right? I mean, right now all the assassins are available, and you know, slowly he's going to have his kind of pick pick up the crop. Right, he will get to choose what he wants to use because none of the assassins are banned. This is a complete turnaround. Oh, sorry, Fanny's banned, but almost all the other assassins are back up.
Yep. Ling is pretty much open here. Hayabusa as well. So usually we see them here in day 2 as being the first phase banned heroes. So Rift Esports, if they are going to go for this one, then okay. Instead, as you can see, Zushin, Terizla. This is pretty good, actually, combo here. Again, Zushin is a bully in the lane, and we've seen the capability of the one for the crowd control, but here on the other side, again, they're going to go for the assassin this time around.
It's so fast. That was an instant lock. It was as if Youngin had predicted what LY4 has drafted for the side of Rift. There was no consideration. It was just, you know, instant lock Moskov, instant lock Ling. Ling. You know, this is the first time we're going to see Ling today.
Yeah, so far it's been banned there. And now Ling is in the picture. And I'm now concerned for Zushin here. Zushin is pretty much of vulnerable here, especially on the backline. So they need a front line. That's where the Terizla comes into play. But again, they need some sustain, maybe, or protection coming in from Zushin. You don't want Zushin to be in the front line unless you do have an aggressive lineup later on. And still, it is going to be the Bane here. Okay.
Bane, very interesting. I mean, like, okay, yes, Bane technically can go gold lane as well, right? It technically can be a flex pick for Chu. Not sure if Chu has ever played the Bane before. Definitely not within MPL SG. It is, yeah, it's very curious to see a Bane pick. I mean, okay, it makes sense with the Deadly Catch, right?
Yep.
You can use Deadly Catch if Link tries to come and pounce onto the Zuzing, but that's pretty much it at that point. Zuzing looking a little bit fragile at this point in time. I was actually thinking if, you know, our Rift Esports wanted to pivot to like the Angela maybe.
Rift Esports Angela here, I think they're... Okay, Angela could be situational if they do have, especially a squishy carry here in the game, but I think Bane can be sustainable here. He has a skill with the heals there. But I can see the Deadly Catch can also be a great substitute for the Chlorus pathway. We've seen that one, the zone it can give as well for the side of Rift Esports here.
Yeah, well, it looks like RSG is trying to ban out the Edith as well, trying to kind of pinch out the roam pool. But Rift Esports has chosen to target the mid laners instead with the Aurora ban. You know, Roy's Aurora was perfect just now in the first game. I think Roy really played the Aurora super well. I'm wondering what else he has up in his pocket. You know, we still see the Vexana open. We still see the potential Kadita. I mean, I never count Roy out of Kadita, right?
Yeah, we haven't seen yet.
We haven't seen that yet. Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a pick that's we're gonna see for this specific fight. But that's, I guess, always an option. And for the side of Rift, the final bans are gonna be the Tigreal, and for RSG, the Harith.
RSG, they need someone to actually set up when it comes to a team fight here, and Minotaur has been used there for the side of Rift. What else you can have for the side of RSG? I think the Ling will be a threat, but when it comes to a team fight here, they still don't have the frontliner. There you go. I think this is going to be the Grok being locked in, and the Lu Yi. Oh, okay, we haven't seen Lu Yi for quite a while, but the global presence that RSG can have is actually in their favor here. Diversion, the SOD coming in from the Moscow as well, and with this Cloud Walk coming in from Ling, it's going to be easy for them to respond anytime when it comes to a team fight.
I really like RSG's team composition, right? I mean, the Grok was the cream, was the final cherry on the top, you know, from a cake. Loi, Diversion, as you mentioned, able to kind of maneuver around the map and try to find angles in which RSG can approach Rift. Rift right now actually looking really good as well. You know, they've got a really solid team composition built around the Minotaur, Bane, Terizla. They're technically speaking, Terizla can stand in one corner, Minotaur can stand in the corner, Bane can stand in the other corner, and you know, Claude can be in the middle. And you have an impenetrable fortress, right? Yep. If Ling tries to dash in, Minotaur has Minimum Fury, Terizla has Penalty Zone. And once again, you create these zones in which it makes things very difficult for RSG to enter. So I think that's a good adaptation coming in from Rift to lock in that Minotaur as well as the Bane for the, I think, third and fourth picks of the ban.
Yeah, but the mobility coming in from RSG is there as well. I think if those penalty zones there, the zone that you have mentioned, also easy for the side here of RSG to escape. They had the mechanisms as well in this situation, like the wall charge coming in from UC can do so for the disengage. Also, Yon here is very slippery on that lane.
Yeah, Yon is slippery, but I think it's just so much easier for Rift to execute this, right? They just death ball the whole thing. Maybe. And if they death ball it, what can RSG do?
This one, speaking of aggressiveness.
Yeah, Yunsky being brought up by the Lantern here, aggressed upon Yuda, also taking a lot of damage at the top lane. They're both gonna get away just fine, so no kills on the board just yet.
Yeah, no kills on the board as well. But man, that Lantern again, Zushin, that's the power of this hero. He can bully you anytime there. And with this power of nature coming in from that Grok, it's not going to be 100% all the time you are CC immune. You're still vulnerable on that Lantern.
I think what the Grok offers here that maybe is a little different from the previous game also is a lot more control, right? If Rift tries to force a fight, he can kind of put up that Guardian's Barrier as well, or to block off escape paths from Rift if they want to use their global presence to start team fights as well.
Oh, bottom side?
Two in some trouble. Yawn, slashing, dashing around. Gonna kind of go, you know, disengage from the fight. I think Pancakes was also rotating downwards, so just awareness of that in general.
Really good map awareness from the side of a Pancake, identifying that his gold laner was in a little bit of trouble, and just by maneuvering down, right, is able to kind of chase Yon away from that. So we see the first turtle spawning in. Both teams very well positioned to take the fight.
Yeah, Rift already positioning themselves there, getting most of the HP off the turtle. In backline though, Pancake and Yon brawling it out there. It's gonna be Slowly that still secures that turtle, and first blood goes the way of Rift as well. Yunsky forced to back. In the meantime, Closer in the midst of all the members of Rift, and Yuda knocks him off the map.
Wow, that was clean coming up from the side of Rift Esports. Slowly, once again, showing why he is one of the better junglers out there. Loi putting tons of damage, just not enough to close things off there.
And remember, there's no Minuan's Fury in that situation. They still manage to win the team fight. So how much more if Pancake has that ultimate there? It's going to be disaster indeed for the side of RSG. But right now, Yunsky suffering this bulliness coming in from Melon.
Yeah, Yon comes to help, but you know, they just stole the blue buff off of him, the purple buff, and now he's gonna be short on those the amount of points that he needs the energy. And it was really quick conversion from Rift from the turtle, getting that advantage into the buff as well, so stripping more resources off of RSG.
Yeah, look, Rift is moving around the map like a unit. They are coordinating and communicating super well with each other, and we're seeing it in the gameplay that's happening right now on your screens. Next turtle spawning up in about 40 seconds. We're going to see both teams kind of maneuvering towards the turtle. Collapse coming in from Rift.
Oh no, the knock-up onto CS here. The stun, though, is good. Stops Rift in their tracks, but the pressure is still on. So, you know, trying to force RSG away from this next turtle fight.
Well, that's a great disengage there coming in from CS. And we have seen, as you mentioned, of course, Kwasong, right? The movement coming in from Rift. They are a cohesive unit right now.
Oh, the Lantern Flare again. Yunsky uses that wild charge here to try to disengage, and that's one huge ultimate down for them. Yon coming in, trying to save him there. Lantern Flare gets him. Deadly Catch as well to secure that. It's 2 for 1 at the moment in favor of Rift.
The heals, Pancake heals once again, saving the day. And now too much aggressiveness. They still manage to take this turtle right now to their favor.
Slowly was almost about to die during the entire time, if you noticed, right? Just the sustain coming up with the Bane is bonkers. We see Closer trying to do something.
Yeah, trying to get close to the turtle here, but it's not going to be enough as Yuda secures that for himself. Now in a very unfavorable position as he pops the Vengeance. Still with the Infernal Pursuit, not going to be enough to sustain through for his teammates to come and help him.
Infernal Pursuit is there, but heals again.
Yeah, I mean, he was surviving a lot longer than I thought he would. I thought he was just gonna get bursted down. But the thing is that, where's RSG? He was like, yeah, hey guys, I'm bonking them, but where's the follow up?
Oh man, we have talked about the global presence from RSG. This is one of their advantage, right? And we have seen yet the pick off coming in from Diversion Place. It is actually Rift doing this aggressive plays, forcing team fights, and leaving here one member away while the other 4 members here just picking off certain certain team fights that forcing RSG to respond.
Yeah, you know, it goes back to communication, right? Like, Closer was there, he was in the middle of it, he was actually dealing a decent amount of damage, just that there was 0 follow-up, and for, you know, RSG to be playing this kind of composition, you would think that the communication would be really, really good, right? I mean, the thing is that they need to be identifying who to pick off, when to pull the trigger, but right now, it just feels like RSG are, you know, trying to, well, you have multiple weapons, just no trigger. They have multiple weapons, but just not able to pull the trigger right now.
And they have become reactive here. Whatever Rift Esports is doing here, they just responded. I think they don't have any, for now, the strategy that they are just going to take one lane, push there, or putting pressure. And I'm expecting, of course, this Sling to do that one. But instead, Rift Esports just dictating the tempo at this moment. Yunsky.
Yeah, so look, I want to highlight that RSG finally actually had the positioning advantage down in the turtle as the third turtle spawns in. But Rift as well has identified and has grouped up. We see them actually taking the initiative and starting up the third turtle of the match. The Guardian Wall being just a little bit annoying at this point in time. Turtle resets. And we see both teams kind of staring down at each other in the jungle.
Look at Melon on the Zushin. He is actually in the front line here. And we have mentioned, of course, he is very viable as the target here, but now he's very confident, especially with this cohesive unit. He's really confident that his team could save him.
Yeah, Yon goes in the back line. Hold on closer. Again, the pulls. The damage comes through onto Rift this time. Knockouts. Minoan Fury as well slowly gets Yon here. They fight back and trade for slowly. So it's 2 for 1 amongst the 2 teams.
Where CS is split pushing the entire time, he just doesn't have the damage. Yes, he's got the second tier turret down to maybe 1/3 of his HP, but there's still also the defensive barrier that's still up. Manages to take it down slowly, so potentially, I mean, yes, you got one turret, but at a cost of what? 2 of your team members and potentially a third turtle.
This is the sacrifice that esports is doing right now. Split push for CS though. That's great macro play coming in from RSG. I think this is a team fight that they are willing to hand it
Diversion.
to Rift, but diversion play. They're going to defend here on the bottom side.
I mean, it's also difficult, right, for them to secure the objective. Yon at that point was, I think, a level below slowly as well. So even in the retry battle, it might not win that out. So RSG, it's up to them to see how they play on this back foot here. Yes, they have global map presence, but do they have enough damage and sustain to make use of that map presence?
Yeah, you know, I think I often speak about taking place on the other side of the map when the action is happening, right? We do need to see a little bit more of that from RSG. You want to call out the fact that CSES manages to split push the map, but he needs to keep doing that, right? And he needs to keep not getting caught. Right now, it seems like there's a position. Yunsky maybe out of position a little bit, manages to just run away with, I guess, pillar on his shoulder. But
Yon taking some damage in the mid lane onto Melon, trying to run away, forces the Tempest of Blades here, does get away, but the flicker in from Yuta just puts him in the dirt. What a play there.
hammer to the head and 6 feet under from the side of Yon. Yon just really unfortunate right now, not really performing super well on the lane, 1-4-1. You know, you really expect the lane to kind of go for the back lines and really shut down key members like Chu or even Melon, right? But it's just unable to do that right now.
Yeah, Closer chasing down Chu here, not able to protect the turret, and he goes down for naught.
Oh my.
And keep in mind, right, this is the pressure that this is the room that CS bought by just knocking down the second tier turret from the top side, from the EXP side. But you know, that advantage has completely disappeared right now. RSG getting dropped like flies at this point. You know, as RSG, and I'm struggling to find my words right here, right? Because the thing is that this is a team which I had a lot of expectations on and a lot of, I guess, you can say I expected to do well, and you know it wasn't just me, right? It was 91% of the audience as well. And the thing is that they just look super disjointed. It feels like they're kind of reading instructions off a different manual at this point, right? And it's a little bit saddening to see.
Yeah, I get your point, and we did expect, of course, RSG to step up, especially this matchup against Rift here, and very chaotic indeed. Look at this map right now. Oh, team fight.
Minoan Fury comes through the knockup, deadly catch as well. The wombo combo enough to take 2 members of RSG down, and now they have gotten control of this mid lane as well, trying to look to convert that into objectives. So, you know, all this time, RSG still trying to play the macro game. CS, Yon with the split pushes, but Rift, they're grouping up and fighting. So at the end of the day, who's going to be able to, you know, be faster on these objectives?
Speaking of objectives, indeed, it is now Rift's play style to go cohesive as a unit, as I mentioned a while ago, now going in for this team fight, forcing RSG to do not just that, the split push capabilities.
Yeah, you see, slowly in some trouble, pops the deadly catch. Yunsky catches him, does not get out. Wall charge misses the mark there, or at least well pop to secure him. And now they're trying to engage onto Rift Esports here. They do get Chu though. That's a good pickup. Melon goes down. CS trying to lead the charge here. The spears of death chasing them down. Just look at the sustain. But the penalty zone, it lands on them. Is it enough? Yuta pops that immortality flicker. He's running around. Just ring around the roses of Roy. How does he get that? Yuta! What?
And he still lives!
So illegal!
Wait, what?
And he still lives! That was incredible outplay there coming in from Yuta. However, though, RSG coming back to life. We have seen them being pushed against the wall by Rift Esports with those team fights, but this time around, CS pretty much online. The damage, we've seen the Reap with the Trinity items in check already coming in from his Moscow. I think he's ready to join in.
Yeah, CS has definitely farmed up enough CS at this point in time. He has enough damage. He has his Trinity Force. He has a winner nature as well for some of the, for some survivability at this point in time. RSG finally showing some signs in life. Killboard says 5 and 12, but it's only a 1.2k gold lead on the side of Rift Esports. And keep in mind, RSG does have more turrets down as well.
Concealed!
Oh, they go in for the minimum Fury to knock up as well, but where is the follow-up? Pancakes goes in the backline. Yusuke with the wild tracks, knock them up as well. Melon in the front, just trying to zone everyone out. It's not going to be enough. Yusuke goes down. Deadly catch to try to break up the fight, but CS trying to get the better of it, but he goes down to Melon as well. And now Yon coming up with the cleanup. Double kill lands that for him. And looks like, you know, RSG, like you said, signs of life here, but they trade in a lot of deaths.
That was so scrappy, but we're seeing the teams finally clash on head-to-head with each other. We're seeing the CCs finally being layered down from the side of RSG. If RSG wants to come back from this, they need to keep on repeating fights like this. As you see this replay right now, right? Rift gathers up, and Yusuke finally lands a really good wild charge, knocking up 3 members of the team. And the fight is super chaotic, right? We see Yon actually being able to pick off, clean off members of Rift, identifying which members to pick off. And we see another fight breaking out.
Yeah, this time Rift chasing down RSG. It looks like they got the Lord in favor here of Rift Esports.
Now, this is what you need right now. As you can see, the Scrubby Cheeks mentioned who is going to be the fastest one to take the objective turrets here. As you can see, outer turrets are already gone out. Second outer turrets are already gone here over the side of Rift. But now with this Lord right now in the hands of Rift, they have the opportunity to actually bash through this inhibitor chart.
And I think they have a lot of sieging capability as well, right? We saw Rift Esports in the last game with the deadly catch, and now with True as well on the clock. If they do get there, it's going to be pretty quick.
Man, mobility is indeed in the hands here of RSG, but the damage already is being felt as well coming in from Rift. Lord is pushing through on the top side. I think this is the time where RSG going to hold their ground here. They must not give this inhibitor chart. Once this inhibitor chart is going to be destroyed, lane pressure will be against them. And look at this push in the middle lane.
Yeah, you see, this is the problem with swing compositions, right? Once you manage to push down all the turrets and you get shut out from your base like this, it's extremely hard for you to close out some of the inhibitors, to knock down the inhibitor turrets from the enemy team. Whereas if your team is picking the easier team fighting composition, this is what's going to happen. They're just going to shove and push down the doors from RSG's base.
Oh, Yusuke actually goes down, pops their immortality to knock up onto them, though. It's 2 down on the side of RSG. CS, and now Roy as well, popping a double kill for Slowly there. This is the opening that they wanted. They're just gonna go in. That's it. That's the base there for Rift Esports. What?
Okay, I expect